It's winter, so I thought I'd just do what everybody else does in their YouTube channels, what they're doing on the off season if you're in the winter. This, you know, I did this a lot in my first series of videos when I started this channel because I'd only played a couple rounds in that fall, and then I was getting ready for that my first season. So I was like, oh well, let's try to start doing some workouts and stretching and mobility, and so this will be sort of a truncated version of that. I'm doing a lot of the same things. I had a TPI assessment by someone when I first started thinking about getting back into playing, and they gave me a workout sort of stretching routine for mobility. I've augmented that with a couple things I've found online. I'll try to put the links to where I found some of the things online. I think like there's a guy named Hadden Golf. I really like his channel. It's really fun. But he did a couple little workout things. I don't do all of them, but I do a couple of the medicine ball things. And I don't have any sense if they're helping me or not, but they can't hurt. Then just putting, so doing some gate drills, working with the eye line mirror, and then just some alignment things. Forgive me, I'm downstairs in the golf den, and the lighting in these videos suck. I mean, there's like I'm just in the little small, sort of den I've sort of set up for myself down in my basement. So there's not a lot of room, and there's, as you can see, there was snow in the backyard. So we're still like in full lockdown up here, which is probably going to go through to the middle of February. It sounds like the numbers are sort of mellowing out a little bit, and then I'm sort of getting my schedule together for the year. A lot of things have been released, so if it wasn't clear, in my goals video, I talked about a series of events in May. Those are qualifiers. Those aren't the actual events. So that's what, if you were confused, and I don't blame you. I'm a very confusing person to listen to. If you were confused about me saying like all the events would be done in May, it was like because I'd sort of know at the end of May if I qualified for anything, and then the rest of the events go through the rest of the year. There's like a mid-amateur, there's an amateur, there's a match play at the provincial or state level. So, nothing. I can't do any senior events until I'm 55 on the amateur side. There's a USGA qualifier up here. That's for the US Open, and there's a Canadian Open qualifier. I'm humming and hawing about doing them. I mean, the course isn't that long, so obviously it's not about getting through. It's just about getting some reps in. If my goal is to play as many tournaments as possible, so I don't know. Maybe I'll tee up on those. But yeah. I've ordered a Shrixon ZX7 in the 5 and 6 iron. I know I was humming and hawing about going to the TaylorMade P770, but A, they were super expensive. B, they didn't offer the shaft that I play, so I would have had to like buy these things at a custom shop rate and then reshaft it myself. So it's getting into some serious money. And the Shrixon offered a whole bunch of stuff as no upcharge. Plus, I just love they've gone back to the notched sole. Not so much talking about the beveled sole that they use, but there's a notch that the 9 and the 745 series have at the heel. And I don't know, for me, I just feel that thing has been a game changer. So they went back to that. And the reviews have been great. They seem like they're super long irons. So I'll put them in the bag. The worst is worse, I can sell them. The rest of the bag is sort of there though. So I'll do what's in the bag soon. So yeah, just a couple of shots here of me struggling to do some stretching, some mobility, a little bit of strength, and a little bit of putting. Sorry that the footage and the lighting is so bad on these. But what are you going to do? All right, so if you're up in the Northeast or in a wintry climate, or unfortunately in a lockdown situation, you're probably going through the same things as a lot of us are. So, it's a good time to work on drills. I'm doing a lot of stuff, just getting into the positions that were suggested to me with the George Genghis stuff. I'm just using a little piece of doweling, wood doweling. Just, I don't even think about it a club. You know what I mean? So. I also have a mat down here I'm using for chipping. I didn't take any pictures of it, but I bought a mat from my backyard and I just rolled it out back in here, and I'm hitting rubber balls into the wall. So yeah, I'm hitting a little bit of shots. It's in a a doorway, so I can actually use one of the door jams as to sort of check in on rotation. So I've gone through a lot of my videos when I first started playing that first season. And I think these things have been helping me a lot. I haven't been doing them religiously, but I check in on them. I go in waves with them, but I'm consistent with them over a month, let's say. Every month I do them about the same amount. And they've definitely, I think, helped. Like, I can see my positions in swings. The last set of swings I took maybe. I'm going to be working through that the year, like this winter. There's a Patrick Harrington video he did on his channel about how the pelvis moves, and that has been just super illuminating for how to think about getting into some of the positions that George Genghis suggested to me on the backswing. He has his own way of sort of describing it, and it's helpful, but the things that Patrick Harrington said in that video really, really helped. Sorry, we got a cat in the background. So I've just been working on using those ideas, but getting into the positions that George suggested. So, anyways, I'm just rambling again. I think probably another month of this, and then, it looks like, I don't know how things are as far as the frost up here when we can start playing again. I know some courses are open through the year, but they're way out of the Greater Toronto area. So maybe in May I can start putting clubs to balls again on turf. I know there'll be a couple grass ranges that I'll be able to get to at some point when things open up. So there's 2 grass ranges to me within, a half hour, 45-minute drive, let's say. So that's a huge improvement. And then there's a golf dome 15 minutes away. So there's ample opportunities to practice, which is not anything close to what happened to me when I was living in New York for 20 years. So this is great. So so I'll, once I know my schedule and I'm sort of locked in, I'll sort of start alluding to some of those tournaments. I don't know what the demand will be to get into them. So there you go. We're doing the same thing, sitting around, waiting for the snow to melt. Hopefully you're safe. Maybe you bought some clubs over the off season. You get a chance to sort of tinker around with those. If there's anything you'd like me to talk about, feel free to put anything in the comments. If somehow I stumbled on this channel, this is just a diary for me. So if you feel like following along, do a subscribe. I really don't, promote this channel like that. I'm not here to be a YouTube star. I'd like to do really well in some amateur events. So so there you go. All right, so I'll just roll some footage of me sort of schlepping through some of the things I've been doing inside. Forgive the lighting, it's terrible. Okay, bye for now. See you in the next video.